waking up every day and knowing that you get to be a part of something that is ultimately going to improve the lives or help lives and families is an important mission to work for every day. For me, though, and when the things get tough and every day there's tough decisions that need to be made, it's knowing that you have a support network that you can reach out to that's going to lift you up in moments, give you clarity in other moments, and at the end of the day, be there to catch you if there's things that fall.
Yeah.
And there's always things that fall.
This is Inspiring Women, and I'm speaking with Jami Youmans. We're at the WBL conference, and I'm really excited about this conversation, Jami, because you have a background in health administration. You've started your own company, HealthEco. You're the president, CEO, and founder of this company. You support so many other organizations. So, Jami, thank you for being on Inspiring Women.
Thanks, Laurie. No, thank you for having me, and thank you for having this podcast. This is an incredible opportunity.
Well, thank you. So, all the thanks out of the way. Let's start with the bio sketch because, health administration, hospital administrator, that's a big job. But then you took that and you started your own organization as a CEO, a leader. So maybe just give us a little bit of the background.
Yeah. So I've had a career in healthcare, and I started really in my college studies thinking that I could make a difference in healthcare by being a physician. I think many of us who don't have exposure to the healthcare system at an early age or don't have friends or family in it think that the way that you get into healthcare is by being a doctor or a nurse or some form of clinician. So I went that route and realized, at the later end of my college career that what I was most interested in was making an impact on how care was delivered from a business perspective, improving the patient experience, improving the provider experience, and the overall efficiencies of our healthcare system. So I pursued a career in health administration, and that led me to being a hospital administrator in different capacities with a couple of organizations that gave me an incredible amount of experience from an operations perspective, from a strategy perspective. This happened to be at a time that ACA was really catching fire, had been implemented, and we as an industry were responding to that. So mergers and acquisition activity was at its peak in many instances, and I was working for an organization that had been acquired. And so I got to experience what that operational integration looked like, what leadership transition looked like, how to integrate systems and teams and go through restructuring, as well as get into the bowels of the health system, like going through the depths of what it meant to operate and be on the front lines all the way through. And it not only gave me a tremendous experience, but it also inspired me to want to make change, not just within one organization, but for many.
Okay. So before we even go to HealthEco, which I really do want to talk about, during the time of like mergers and acquisitions, those are challenging times. They're confusing times. You don't sort of know, what the next moves are going to be. And that sounds like that was a leadership opportunity for you. So how did you lean into that? How did that opportunity come about for you? And how did you say yes to it?
Yeah, just a sincere curiosity, wanting to know and not being afraid of what change meant, knowing that there is a way that change can be made, change can be led. You can be a leader and a follower in many instances, but at the end of the day, it was an opportunity for me to be curious, for me to learn, to get exposure, and in many instances take roles that allowed me to bring others along. And it excited me. It was not the status quo. It was an opportunity to be at different leading edges, both inside the organization and out.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's one of those things that I just get excited about.
Well, it certainly led you to additional things. That curiosity has certainly served you. What did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what were you thinking about in the Wayback Machine? It's not that way back for you.
Yeah. I wanted to be an athlete growing up. I was a multi-sport athlete, thought I was going to have a career. My parents are both very tall. I'm a tall person. I always expected to, be 7 foot tall and dunk playing basketball or do the crazy things that you would see on TV at the time. But ultimately, sports was not really a career path that I was interested in pursuing as I got older. And
Well,
so,
too bad, because women's basketball is on fire
it is
right
the
now.
best. Yes. And it is about time that it have its moment.
Yes.
And I hope this moment carries forward.
Yes. Well, okay, so curiosity and leadership and sort of making a difference for patients and focusing on the business aspect is part of your history. Now, what about leadership and having the both courage and energy and everything it takes to form HealthEco?
Yeah, it was, HealthEco is really the successor of a strategy that I had back in 2014, 2015. And fortunately, I was able to cultivate very strong partnerships, co-founders who helped me to build companies along the way, including one that has stayed with me throughout the entire life and has helped not only build and grow HealthEco, but has been, a tremendous asset in helping to build and launch net new companies.
Is this the venture firm that you were a part of, or?
Yeah, he's been, so my partner, yeah, I've had partners along the way, but I've had one partner that's stayed with me both through our initial organizations, Vantage One Group, Vantage Ventures, which is
gotcha.
now ultimately HealthEco.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, well, boy, talk about business, opportunity and trying to figure out how to, sort of take advantage of innovation, but also understanding the business of how to keep a company sustainable and really making it scale. That's amazing background.
Yeah.
So what does HealthEco do?
So HealthEco partners with healthcare organizations, primarily health systems and the surrounding ecosystem, on identifying and generating alternative revenue strategies.
Okay.
Ultimately, how do we help our healthcare partners grow? We want them to have financial sustainability, financial health. Our focus is on generating net new business models that they can adopt at scale. So we bring health systems together from across the country, identify common problems. Within those problems, we will organize those into themes, and within those themes, really dissect what are the business models that our health system partners can win at.
Okay.
And how do we bring the ecosystem together to support that? And once we have enough critical mass and enough insight and intelligence around those opportunities, we'll activate our venture studio and commercialization accelerator to really build, launch, and scale what that opportunity represents.
Okay. So what are some of those business models? Like, what are some of the trends that you're following or blank sheet of paper, starting to develop?
Yeah,
or is that all proprietary?
No. early stage opportunities you probably can't get into, but we recently launched a company called Adelon. Adelon stands for Access to Access Laboratory Network. And it's a way for healthcare-based, hospital-based clinical laboratories to partner with each other, leveraging a tech-enabled service platform that gives them the ability to not only buy and sell their capacity in their laboratories, but it also allows them to reach in deeper and access the subject matter expertise, subspecialty pathology, clinical excellence standards, the like. And so we're building not only a nationwide network for our health system laboratories to elevate and access diagnostic testing, but also begin to think about how they can scale their laboratory operations into their communities, offering higher end, higher quality patient care services through the laboratory.
That is so interesting, because all we talk about, in healthcare, or I'm talking a lot about just, resource shortages, and they're everywhere, whether it's supply chain or, human resources or capital, the professionals that are needed, so that you're finding capacity in new and interesting ways. That is so interesting. That really is innovative.
Yeah, we want our healthcare organizations to leverage and be who they are and create opportunities to expand that. We're not asking them to be anything more than who they are, but we're giving them the opportunities to leverage that both in their markets and then nationally as they collectively collaborate.
Interesting. That is fascinating. Okay, so let's move to WBL. We're here at the conference together, and you've been a WBL member for a number of years. So what drew you to the organization, and what do you get out of it?
What drew me? Women leaders. Who doesn't want to be around female leaders? And they're it's an exceptional group of women who are in healthcare, who are mission aligned, who are looking to do amazing things. And at the end of the day, they want to help each other. So this is an incredible support network that I haven't seen anywhere else in the healthcare space. So I feel incredibly fortunate to be a part of this group, and the women that I've met and who I've been able to establish relationships over the years with have been nothing but, additions and wonderful collaborators in my career.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that speaking with so many of the other women executives here is like it's a place of business. And so, in terms of just different people that you're meeting and ways to navigate what you're trying to do with your company, or if there are other ways that you can partner. Are you finding that to be true as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we come as individuals with a mindset of not only how can we help each other, but what opportunities can we create? What exists out there that we're not necessarily seeing in our day to day. And as we convene and collaborate, how do we spark ideas that can lead to something that ultimately could be a business opportunity or an opportunity for folks to work together.
Yep. Okay, so Jami, I wanted to also ask you one question. So you're, I would just say, an amazing executive, but also a young executive leader. So as you think ahead in terms of what you're trying to accomplish, whether it's with HealthEco or just personally, professionally, where do you see yourself the next 5 to 10 years?
That's a good question. Well, I absolutely see myself in healthcare.
Yep.
I really, what I see myself doing is continuing to make impact, continuing to be a leader, to be a change agent, to work with some of the best and brightest in healthcare, but also helping to open doors for others. So how do we continue to bring more people to the table, more innovators, more independent thinkers who are going to challenge the status quo and challenge us to do better in this overall healthcare system. So I probably can't give you this is
destination.
This is the next 10 years, but there's very much a number of opportunities that I'm excited for. So.
Yeah. So as you push forward and bigger, more up and broader, what excites you? So like how do you keep your energy up, your curiosity up, which is what started you on this journey? What does it for you?
Yeah, it's we're in healthcare. We're here to do good, right? So waking up every day and knowing that you get to be a part of something that is ultimately going to improve the lives or help lives and families is an important mission to work for every day. For me, though, when the things get tough and every day there's tough decisions that need to be made, it's knowing that you have a support network that you can reach out to that's going to lift you up in moments, give you clarity in other moments, and at the end of the day, be there to catch you if there's things that fall.
Yeah.
And there's always things that fall.
That's true for, I would say everyone, but the CEO role is different. I mean, and as you well know, it's quite lonely at the top. So who do you reach to for those moments where you need, whether it's counsel or energy or just to check a thought that you're trying to, or a project or a mission that you're trying to bring forward? Who do you go to?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I go to my partners. They are your rock solid folks, but at the end of the day, we don't have all the answers.
Yep.
And so one of the things that WBL has been a tremendous asset to me for is introducing me to individuals and groups that can help me find those answers in a really easy way. So my support system, my support network is where I go.
Yep, that's spoken like a CEO with a growth mindset. So Jami, I want to close out on this great conversation. And, as a leader, as a CEO, founder, all of the things that you are, just advice for other younger, aspiring leaders who are out there, things that maybe you learned, worked for you, things that you learned that no longer need to be learned by others. What is some advice you might give?
Yeah, going back to that curiosity. Find your curiosity in wanting to get to know and understand the things that exist in healthcare. It's a complex environment. Navigating it is a relationship-based game, but really truly understanding what motivates and incents folks across the industry in and of itself. But also, more importantly, build your support system and build it from the earliest of days. Get to know your peers, get to know your bosses, your colleagues, extend your reach beyond just the organization that you're with, because healthcare can be a very small community and people are moving around all the time. And it's great to know that when you're moving, they're moving, and you can always reach out and have a friend.
Yeah, that is excellent advice and so very true. This has been an amazing Inspiring Women conversation. I've been speaking with Jami Youmans, and Jami, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Laurie.
This has been an episode of Inspiring Women with Laurie McGraw. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We are produced by Kate Cruz at Executive Podcast Solutions. More episodes can be found on inspiringwomen.show. I am Laurie McGraw, and thank you for listening.